Hi, this is Emily. I'll be playing Miss Barhorse, the school psychologist, and Selena will be playing Sam, a 17-year-old who has anxiety issues. Good. Hi, Sam. How are you today?
I'm alright. How are you?
Pretty good. So what did you do over the weekend?
Well, I went to the mall with my mom and dad,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a couple pairs of jeans since it's supposed to be spring.
Oh, nice. Did you enjoy the weather over the weekend?
Oh yeah, it was really nice weather. What about you?
I was outside for a little bit, went on a walk. That's really about it. I did some reading, but it was a really nice weekend. Do you have anything else to do for the rest of the week? Anything exciting planned?
I have a volleyball tournament going on this weekend.
Fun. How long have you been playing volleyball?
I've been playing volleyball since 7th grade.
Oh, cool. What position do you play?
I am a libero.
Nice.
So I have to make sure that I'm very quick on my feet,
right.
that I'm running around, and then I have to make sure that I pay attention too, because I never know when I'm going to get put in a game.
That's true. That's really true. I used to play volleyball too, and it was a lot of fun.
What position did you play?
Just front row. I'm tall, so I'd always be by the net. So today, first what I want to do is go over our agenda for what we're going to be doing. So first, I have us going over our practice assignment that I gave you last week to complete at home. Then we'll be talking about something new called cognitive behavioral therapy. Then we'll be doing, I'll be introducing a new practice assignment for you to do. Then we'll play a fun fortune-telling game. And then we'll play another game after that to finish up the day.
I love games.
Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. So first, last week we talked a little bit about emotions, and we said that feeling anxious and nervous is all a very healthy thing for young adults to feel. And so for our assignment, I had you write down a few instances where you felt anxious, and then I had you rate how anxious you felt on a scale of 1 to 10. So what kind of instances did you come up with?
Sometimes when I'm serving in volleyball, I feel a little anxious just because I feel that, what if I don't get it over the net?
Yeah.
Or what if I serve out of bounds? Then that means that the other team's going to get a score. But I felt like I rated that a little lower than what I did for when I take tests.
Okay.
Because when I take a test, I think I rated an 8 on that.
Okay.
Because I just get very anxious, my heart starts pounding, I get really hot, I can't think, my mind goes blank, and I just want an A. I want to do so well on these tests, but I just, my mind goes blank.
Yeah, sure. I think that's a really typical thing for some students to feel when they're taking a test. So what are some of the things that you think about when you're feeling that anxious?
I think about, what if I get a bad grade? What are my parents going to think? What am I going to think? Because is that going to lower my GPA? If it does lower my GPA, am I still going to be on the National Honor Society?
Yeah. So what are some of your actions or behaviors as a result of thinking that way?
When I think that way, I normally study more, and sometimes when I do study a lot, I'll stay up until 1 or 2 in the morning just trying to study and get all my homework done because I really want an A.
Gotcha. So it seems like when you're taking a test, you feel really anxious, kind of nervous. Then you think well, I have to study a lot more, and then eventually you can sometimes stay up really late as a result. Is that all correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that with me, and that relates directly to what we're going to be talking about today, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. Have you ever heard about that before, that therapy?
I've heard about therapy before, but I've not heard about that kind of therapy.
Well, tell me what you know about therapy.
Well, I know that when my grandma fell and broke her shoulder, she had to go to OT.
Okay.
Because to learn how to move her arm.
Yeah.
Because where she was in a cast for so long. Yeah.
Well, that's definitely one form of therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy is a way for us to work to solve problems through changing unhelpful ways of thinking. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so it's really, we do cognitive behavioral therapy because the way we feel and think can influence our actions. And if we feel and think in a rational way, then we can act in a rational way. So does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So earlier you talked to me about when you're taking a test, you feel anxious and you think that you're maybe going to fail if you don't study a lot. So what would be a more rational way of thinking about that situation?
Maybe I could, if I do fail this test, so what? It's just one test.
That would be a great example. Because remind me what cognitive behavioral therapy is, like in your own words.
It's when the way that I feel about something can affect how I'm thinking, and then my thoughts can affect how I behave.
Right. So if you think more rationally about taking a test and about studying, then what do you think will happen as a result of that?
Maybe I won't become so anxious while I'm taking a test, and I can slow down and think, if I do fail this, well, it's not going to pull my GPA down that much.
Right, yeah, that's a great way of thinking about it. So does that all make sense? Okay, so we're just going to do a little activity. Have you ever seen one of these fortune tellers before?
Oh, yeah, we make those all the time.
Sure, okay. So do you know how to hold this? Okay, so I'm going to have you pick, so this is going to be a way for us to understand rational thinking a little bit better.
Okay.
So I'm going to have you hold this. And then first, just pick one of the numbers.
4. It's my volleyball number.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, great. And then pick a shape.
Star.
Then read me what it says.
I will never be happy.
Okay. So that would be a negative thought. So what would be a more rational way of thinking about that?
Maybe I could say, I can be happy if I do this.
Right. Yes. That would be a more practical way of thinking about that. So do you want to try it a couple more times?
Yeah. All right. I'm going to pick number 3 because I'm the third child.
Okay, good.
Diamond. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. I am dumb.
Okay, so what would be a way to turn that thought into a more rational thought?
If I study more, I won't be so dumb.
There you go. Can we try it another time?
Yeah. I'm going to pick number 1. 1.
Okay.
Rhombus. Nobody likes me.
Okay, how can we turn that thought into a more positive thought?
I could say that even if I feel that nobody likes me, I'm sure that there's people that do like me.
That's true. Yep, that's a really good job. So now I'm going to go over the assignment I want you to do for next week. So first, in this assignment, you'll be given a situation. Like, for example, Regina is invited to a birthday party by an acquaintance. Then it will say a negative thought, an emotion, and a behavior that goes along with that situation. So the negative thought is, I won't know anyone, and she invited me just because she had to. And the emotion related to that is sadness and feeling anxious. Then the behavior is that Regina lies and says she can't make it to the party. Regina and the acquaintance never develop a friendship. So can you think of a more rational thought than saying, I won't know anyone there and she invited me just because she had to?
Maybe if I go, I can make friends.
That would be good. Then what would be a new emotion you would feel as a result of that thought?
Excited.
Excited, yeah. And what would be maybe a potential behavior as a result of those thoughts and feelings?
I would go to the party.
Perfect. So for next week, I'm going to have you do the rest of these situations, and then we'll talk about it when we get together next week.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about that? Okay. So now that we have some time left, let's do another game that involves feelings. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, great.